In a world of streaming services racing to pick up every popular intellectual property's rights to TV or movies, we have finally gotten to Resident Evil. Or at least the live action series portion of it, because God knows how many movies and animated series we have gotten to this point. With Netflix's take on the world coming out ever so soon, I decided to give them a checklist so that they'll realize before the series has released if it'll be a flop amongst the RE fans or not. Disclaimer, I don't speak for anyone but myself because the internet is too big to speak for all of you guys. Every single time Resident Evil has tried to be adapted, I always scratch my head and ponder why the first game isn't used as the baseline more often. It's not my personal favorite from the series, but a remake for the GameCube and the one that can be played on pretty much any platform is the quintessential example of horror atmosphere. The mansion and all the little nooks and crannies in it can make for an excellent playground for the main characters of the series, and even if you don't want to make a direct adaptation of the first game, using the music, lighting, and other effects to establish horror can directly transfer to a live-action series. Now it's time for something they shouldn't do. The Resident Evil expanded universe grows larger and larger by the game. When you have 8 mainline games and a plethora of side ones, there is too much to take from and keep it meaningful at the same time. Don't try and make it a cinematic universe from the jump of it. Trying to establish the greater evils and other bigger bads than the zombies out of the gates will lead to failure from the get-go. For the first half of a season, focus on the zombies and make the characters ponder where they come from and slowly dip your toes into Umbrella and the T-Virus and the things that make Resident Evil, Resident Evil. And the last thing I can recommend to Netflix and any other production house that wants to take a crack at Resident Evil is to keep the environment intimate. You don't want this to feel like The Walking Dead or any other zombie apocalypse show, because at the start, Resident Evil isn't an apocalypse. It's the beginning of a very small one. Never in the main series do the zombies or parasite-infected individuals spread past a large city. Don't try to make it a wasteland. One of the things I liked in Train to Busan is the intimacy of the train and the zombies keeping you in this cramped area where you were never actually safe. That is the key to a live-action Resident Evil series. Now, of course, you could talk about the zaniness or wackiness of the series, but that's something that I think fits the medium of video games better than television. TV and blockbuster movies lean so much into the crazy, silly aspects that something 100% serious is fresh and will help a live-action Resident Evil series reach the masses better. Too many times have we seen these quirks, jokes, and jabs in things like Marvel for them to really have the same effect as they do in Resident Evil games. Now this video is extremely short and simple, and I can add in a bunch of other things, but I just wanted to make a super simple outline to what I would want to see and what I think would work well to please audiences new and old. We live in a time where live-action adaptations are plentiful, but quality ones are still scarce, and I hope that if Netflix's newest attempt at a Resident Evil series isn't successful, then maybe we will actually receive one that is good later down the line. Do you have any ideas or a checklist for things you'd like to see in Resident Evil's live-action series? Do you think I don't know what I'm talking about and should shut up? Then come on into my comment section where we reply to each and every comment, good and bad. Thank you guys for tuning in. I've been Enrique from The Binge Boys, and I hope to see you soon.